Life equals action and games. Part 2. The message you need to take here is to get into action. Once you are in action, then you need to stay in action. No deviation from that course, from that flow. Be prepared for issues and work your way around them. Action is a frequency. It is a tone level. It is a driving attitude in people's lives. And it keeps them very much alive and very much motivated. When action is interrupted, you need to have plans in place to manage it and get back into action as soon as possible, or divert your action elsewhere while you are handling the situation. When you are in action, you have no negative emotions stopping you or slowing you. You are creating and causing things to happen at such a rate, and you're enjoying the doingness, the creating. This puts you at so much cause that you feel like nothing can stop you. It's a good place to be. When something or someone turns up to impede you, you take it in your stride and handle the slow or potential stop. You remain in action, you remain in production, and you remain at cause at whatever you have chosen to create or cause. At this level of tone, you are self-motivated and self-propelled. You are winning and feel like nothing can stop you. You are in communication with people and you are getting things done. Your thoughts are positive and nothing can stop you. This is your natural state because you are in action and you are playing and enjoying the game of life. The only way that you can be brought down is when an impedance occurs and you allow that slow or stop to affect you emotionally. That will knock you off your high horse. In other words, you allow an impediment to bring you down and affect your mood. But don't miss this critical point. It is you that allows the emotion to ruin this creation run. You need to allow interruptions to occur, but you must handle them at action and games level. It must be seen as that you must incorporate the impediment into the game that you are playing. Because as soon as you lose that thought, drop the ball in the game, or don't handle the impediment with action, then emotion takes over and you come down the scale and therefore lose momentum. Now understand that this is easy to state this in a book, in a text, or in a video presentation. It's easy from my position because I've done this before. But let us clear up a few things. You may not be 100% successful in handling your emotion the first time you try to apply it. It takes practice to be aware of slows and stops affecting your emotion because you are in the emotion at the time. In other words, when something does slow you down or bring you to a stop, don't just down tools, but rather recognize that something has interrupted your flow or creation or your work or play run that you just had. You therefore need to step into management mode so as to handle the situation. Things have been interrupted, so things need to be managed in a slightly different way so as to get you back to where you were previously. We are specifically putting this across because you may need to have many types of experience like this, slows and stops, until you can manage these types of interruptions with ease. From my experience, the first few times I completely lost it and let emotion take me over. This crashed my work or my play flow, and I came to a grinding halt. It then took me longer to make the correction and get back on my horse. So I cost myself time and effort and pain in my emotion by allowing the crash. I then reevaluated what happened and got a little bit more prepared for the next incident. Long story short, I took a couple of hard hits where it knocked me down completely, and then I recovered over time. Today, I have learned so much from these past experiences that I handle them much better. I'm still not a saint, but compared to the past me, I am very much a better version of me now. What I'm saying here is just make sure that you grow from each experience and you will improve over time. You may just ace it by taking it more in your stride than what I did. The point is, you cannot allow negative emotion into the mix because it just gets messy and there is too much time that is used for repair. In what I have observed and experienced, this is your ego stepping in. It is a dramatization of you playing the poor me. Even if you are keeping quiet and not telling anyone about your misfortune, if you dramatize your actions to yourself, then you are still slowing yourself down or you are placing stops where they should not be. Every time that you allow someone or something to bring out your emotion, then you will lose the game. This is because the negative emotion takes away your action. It takes away your drive, your causation, and your productivity and your living force. Now you can carry on allowing things to slow you or stop you while you go into a rage or a hissy fit. It will just make the slow slower and stop the stop for longer. What you really need to do is understand what has happened. Take management steps to deal with the situation because it needs to be dealt with. Stop the want to jump into dramatizing. Be responsible and handle the situation like a professional manager. You may not get it 100% right at first, but just start to deal with the emotion by reducing it. It does take practice, but after a few times, you will bite the bullet and allow the emotion to pass you by while you go into management mode and do the specific handling for whatever is needed. The great part about this is that when you get to handle these situations, then you can look back and see how professional you have been in dealing with the situations. It then feels good to know that you have successfully dealt with the issue and return yourself back into production. The counter trick is to spot the impediment as it occurs. Handle it immediately if you can and continue on your way, still playing the game, still staying in action. If the impediment is too great for that moment, then change your game plan to incorporate or manage the situation. Yes, you have to allow for the issue to be resolved by your management skills and your control. The point is that you are in control of managing it. When you manage it, then you stay in control and you remain cause, and most of all, keep your action and game's tone level and do not allow the emotion to take hold of you. This information just covered is critical for your survival, and it will accelerate your ability to continue to live in a much more manageable way rather than to allow yourself to be brought down the emotional tone scale each time. This is powerful stuff. Here is a practical example. I had been trying to make a payment to purchase a very important piece of equipment that we had been searching for more than a year. A deal came up and we could get it at a very good price. However, I was impeded by a payment issue. We had tried 3 different ways to pay, but they were all denied. I then went on to the 4th plan and still had another 2 plans up my sleeve. It was not a cash issue, but rather a technical BS issue on the bank accounts. The take home from this is that it has tested my tone level, and it has at times slightly kicked in a bit of emotion, and I almost started to dramatize. I did, however, manage to keep in action and keep aiming for the target of getting the payment made. Here is some live quotes when I was going through this issue. I'm still in the middle of this cycle, very frustrating. Will update when I can. To be continued. 1840 just got confirmation that the payment has been made. Hooray! This was a good test for the tone level, and in my opinion, I survived. We closed the deal by getting the payment made. I did whisper a few words under my breath, but the bottom line is that I did not dramatize or throw my toys out of the cot. This then resulted in less of a delay. It was trying for me, but I've learned from the exercise. I've gotten a little bit stronger, and therefore my next issue or my next impediment I can take from this and be even better next time around. You see, it is much better to be a professional manager of your life and your time and be able to weave your way around these situations. I am by no means saying that you should invite problems into your life. Far from it. What I'm saying is that you need to be prepared for issues and have other things that you can do in the meantime. When you manage yourself around problems like this, then it becomes much better to tell the story to someone how you handle the situation rather than tell them how this took so much more time. This will then test your management skills and will also allow you to show yourself and others, if you so wish to tell them, how you acted professionally. And the key here is that you stayed in action. This is the whole point of this exercise. Stay in action and lose the negative emotion. To summarize what we have covered and how you can handle staying in action going forward. 1. Learn from your mistakes. 2. Analyze how you react to stressful situations. 3. Make sure that you do not allow emotion to take you over. 4. Make notes of each situation and look back at how you could have handled it better. 5. Watch this video a few times until you understand what you need to aim for. If you have benefited from this video, then please like or comment. Subscribe if you want to gain more in improving your life. I wish you well on your journey. Best wishes from Lots of Healing.